Distribution and
I would like to have a motion to adopt the agenda, please. We have no additions to the agenda.
We do not.
Anyone, please? Adopt the agenda.
Move to approve.
Motion by Joanne,
and I'll second it.
second by Olivia, to approve the agenda as presented. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. This carries 6-0. We have minutes to approve. August special meeting and the August regular meeting and August 27th special meetings. We have 3 meetings to approve. I would
Move to approve the 3 meetings.
motion by Joanne,
Second.
second by Jeff to approve the meetings. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carries 6-0. Consideration of bills and warrants. They're on pages 11 through 32. If you have any questions, that'd be a good time to ask them. If there are no questions, then anybody make a motion to approve the agenda, or the bills, please.
I so move.
Motion by Olivia,
Second.
second by Joanne to approve the bills as presented. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. 5.0, hearing requests and suggestions from citizens organizations. Seeing no one, we will move on to 6.0, the report of the superintendent of schools.
All right, so first we have is an enrollment update. So the official count date is September the 20th, and that's the day the funding is based on how many students attend that day and at least one day after. So your last update for enrollment was August the 31st, and so on that day, we had 1,314 students enrolled pre-K-12. Last year, on August the 31st, we had 1,302. So we were up about 12. At the end of last year, we ended with 1,293. So we've gone up since then. But September the 20th is the official count date. So we encourage everyone, just like any other day, be in school. Make sure kids are there. So September the 16th, today, we had the Community Health Center doing dental screenings. So I happened to be at the middle school and they were in there screening kids, doing dental screenings. And so those will continue this week. We have on Wednesday, we have professional development, so there's no school for students on Wednesday, September the 18th. That day is not in session. Our elementary folks are going to be doing their new curriculum training, their new Wonders training. So they've got some training for that. Each group is going to have aptitude training. And so that was what the PR committee last year recommended for constant communication and, an app that will also turn into our website. And so we're going to have that training that day, and that way teachers can learn how to use it and start to upload some things. It won't go live until the end of September, beginning of October, but that way when we roll it out and it goes live, there's something in it. It isn't just blank. Okay, so we've got that. They're working on individual plans of study at the high school that day, and then middle school and high school, they're both doing a lot of team meetings, so they're working with grade level teams, department teams, and doing those things. So coming up this Thursday and next Thursday, so that's the 19th and the 26th, those are our 2 community meetings for our long-term strategic planning. Both of those meetings are at the middle school, beginning at 5:30, and there is dinner and there's also daycare provided both of those days. So those will be a 3.5 hour, maybe 4 hour commitment probably both of those evenings, but it'll give us a chance to really visit in small groups. The way they do it is they have tables of 5 or 6 to set up, and then the group from Kansas Association of School Boards leads the discussion. Okay? So we've got that. Then we've got we've got district vision coming up as well. So community health has been doing dental. They're going to be doing vision on September the 24th through the 27th. It's crazy to say, but it's almost time for parent-teacher conferences. And so that's at the middle school and the high school, October the 1st and the 2nd from 3:30 to 7. So we'd encourage folks to get out for that. And October 17th is the end of the first 9 weeks. So actually, before we have our next board meeting, the first 9 weeks will be over, so October the 18th, that's the day they'll have half a day for grades and half a day for professional development, and school is not in session that day. Our next regularly scheduled board meeting is October the 21st, right here at 6 o'clock. So, and that will be the month that at 5 o'clock that day, we will tour the Garfield facility. Are we at Garfield touring next month? So next month, before our board meeting at 5, we'll have a special meeting to tour Garfield and visit.
Any questions for Gloria? None? Okay. This is 7.0 board report of Tri-County Board meeting. I attended. All the general regular things went on. We did adopt a job description for the business manager, approved a 3-year plan for the special education co-op, and probably the most significant thing is we, as you all know, we have a real problem with speech language pathologists, and we have a plan in place that we will pay for the books and the tuition for every semester that we pay for that. They give us a year, and so we have offered a cost agreement with a young lady now, which we'll get her. We should have her in 2 years. We'll get about an 8-year commitment out of her for that. So that was the main things we did. Okay, so we'll go to the reports by the principals. You have in front of you the reports from the high school. They are taking care of some good school business for us tonight. And Laura, you going to go through that, or you just want to read it?
You can just read. It talks about their individual plans of study and how they've done some Greenbush training, and they're going to continue to work on that. Eric mentions the Greenbush Leadership Academy, which he's been a part of and has really enjoyed and benefited from that. The professional development on Wednesday, the things they're going to do. Labette Leadership, we've got students that participate in that with Jane Good. Honor Flight Biscuits and Gravy this Saturday, 7 to 11. The new scoreboard, it's installed, it's working well. When it first was installed, it wasn't quite all working, and then it kind of looked like a casino thing, and all the lights were chasing each other around the board, but they did get that all worked out. So special thanks to Commercial Bank and LaForge and Bud and CDL Electric for making sure it was ready for our first home varsity game. So we've already hosted 2 varsity football games, a home volleyball game, and we're hosting cross country this Thursday. Don Barkus night was a great success. Stands were full, and Mr. Barkus wanted to really let you know that he appreciated 503, their support and prayers. It was greatly appreciated. He sent a big thank you. So.
Okay, the middle school folks.
All right, Lori alluded to it earlier about enrollments. Our middle school enrollment's at 315 students right now, which is increased by about 15 to 20 students from last year at the same time. It seems like every day we've got a new student waiting in the lobby to enroll. We had some phone calls today to kind of keep that going. So it's all looking positive there. As she said, count day is on Friday, and we've kind of started the Spirit Week this week to kind of get kids excited about being at school and keep that moving forward to kind of give them some encouragement. So we had Twin Day today. Tomorrow is Crazy Hair Day. Thursday is Mismatch Day, and on Friday, as always, is our Viking Spirit Day. So just keeping the kids excited about that. I'm excited to talk about the partnerships. At our last board meeting, I talked about the partnership with the library. We had our first night. It wasn't that big of a success, so we've kind of retuned that just a little bit. They're going to start coming in during some of our Friday free times and start building their platform there so that when we do host an evening event, they will be able to have bigger numbers. That will give them that drive. We're also building a partnership with KVC to have some of their meetings hosted at the middle school. They're closing their office, and so they were looking for some alternatives to host those parenting meetings, those foster parent support groups. I've talked with Mr. Burke at the high school about the Honor Society. They're looking for community service, and so he's going to have some of his kids come over and babysit while they're hosting those meetings to kind of build a win-win relationship. I'm going to steal some of Mr. Gordon's thunder and talk about the spelling bee. We've got that coming up on the 20th. It will be aired on the middle school channel, YouTube channel at 2:45. And we've just got a lot of positive things going on at the middle school, and we want to keep growing that and doing the right things by the kids.
All right, so again, this year we're going to celebrate our Vikings of the Month. This award is sponsored by the Elks Lodge. One student from 6th, 8th grade goes above and beyond What we expect will receive a $10 gift card to Bleacher Gear, courtesy of the Elks Lodge. Then we ask them to come to the board meeting for public recognition. This month's winner, and the first one of 2019 and 2020, is a 6th grade girl named Olivia Lee. Her nomination goes, Olivia consistently works hard and helps other students. She is such a positive person. Thank you, Olivia, for exemplifying her Viking way. And so she was the first one picked this year, and it's a 6th grade girl that came in and made a strong impression on my staff, our staff, whenever she walked in. And so she's our first one picked out. Athletics and activities. Football, we have, and I'm going to run through these really quick because I have a lot. Football, we have 45 kids. They took tough losses to Pittsburgh in the first games. The Chanute-Royster game got rained out because of lightning. We're going to make that up on Monday, October 7th. And so that makes it a busy time of the year for our football team. They'll play on the 3rd, the 7th, and then the 10th. Volleyball, we're 4 weeks into the season. We've got upwards of 40 girls. Coach Dickens is very proud of her girls' dedication. Girls tennis, this year, the numbers are up. We have 11 players, just enough to warrant a bus, and so transportation has been a nightmare. Each tournament, they have improved greatly. At the last tournament in Pittsburgh, they won 8 out of 12 matches played. Coach Ryan is very proud of their sportsmanship and the team's dedication. Robotics Club has become the TSA at the middle school, the Technology Student Association. And this is Mr. Mesereal's words. They had astronomical numbers at 58 students. We have 6 competitions this year, with our state competition taking place in April in Salina, Kansas. Fishing club, they have about 18 kids participating right now. Everyone has caught a fish, and one 6th grader has actually caught 14 in one night. Chess, we started tonight with their first practice, and we had 15 middle school participants. Class leadership, today we hosted Frontenac Middle School and Columbus Middle School in the community room. The kids focused on networking and how to create positive change within a community. King Cash provided the lunch with fried chicken. The staff's positive contacts is numbered at, they made 314 in this past month, reaching out within our community to acknowledge whenever kids are meeting our expectations. And our Facebook followers are up to 790 now.
Any questions, these two gentlemen? Good, thank you. There are 2 elementary people here today.
Good evening. So the teachers and the students at Garfield hit the ground running. I've enjoyed being in the classrooms and seeing students learning with our new Wonders curriculum. We've spent the past 3 weeks ironing out kinks in all of our systems. We've also been meeting with several parents as right off the bat, sometimes you see red flags with kids, and we don't want to put off finding solutions for them really quickly, and meeting with the parents immediately seems to be a really good way to find solutions. Also, last year, we didn't start our zones of regulation and some of our other things until midway through the year. And so this year, we've got the positive room already in place, and it stays busy throughout the day of kids coming in to get extra attention that they so badly need. On Friday, I met with our volunteer mentors, and teachers have given me the names of students who they feel like could benefit from a weekly visit of one of our community volunteers. I think it's really, already I see the benefit of having our very own instructional coach, Robin Jarrett, and she's helping us make sure that we are using our new Wonders curriculum with fidelity. And also having Matt Peak on board to make sure that we're doing all the technical part to that to the best of our ability. We completely finished all of our fall map testing today, and our school counselor, Marcy Ryan, and I are meeting. We've got a crew called the Lunch Bunch, and on Mondays we're having lunch with our students in foster care. And then I don't know if you saw this in Friday's paper, but LCC students from Tara Cockrell's PE and health classes had a goal to interact with the community in a way that demonstrated and encouraged healthy behaviors. The LCC classes voted to find an elementary school that would allow them to paint games and learning activities on the sidewalks and the outdoor play area. They chose Garfield since it was right next door. And I say, lucky us. And so they donated all of the material, and then also Ace Hardware gave a donation towards the supplies. But the kids absolutely love having all this stuff out there. I think it was the second week of school, we did bus evacuations, and that's been the first time since I've been here that we've done those, and they went really well. The city allowed us to block off the street there in front of Garfield. And also I want to give a shout out to our new bus drivers. They are super friendly, and I have already seen that the kids come bouncing into the building in a really great mood, because that's already happened with our bus drivers. And then our after-school program, last week was the very first week for that. The goal was 60 kids, and we have 53 in it. By us adding transportation this year, some students who badly needed that intervention, but that caused them not to be able to come in years past, we've gone over that hurdle. And so we now have 18 children receiving transportation from that. And then our students are decorating gift bags and writing notes to our local military combat battalion who are leaving Parsons this Sunday. And so it feels like we have completed a semester's worth of work. And I seriously counted the calendar 4 times as I was typing this up, because I cannot believe we've only been in school 3 weeks. It feels like we've done way more than that. And besides all this, Boy Scouts have been there, Girl Scouts have been there, and we've had dental screenings. And so the teachers are just like, oh. Anyway, things are going great at Garfield.
Thank you.
Next.
So back to Paul. Count day's coming, and we schedule our pictures. So next Tuesday, if your parents are listening out there, it's Bring Your Smile to Guthridge Day. On the 24th, we'll do pictures. Today, we've taken a page out of Garfield's book. They had their families last year, Miss Ryan and Miss Cox, and our social emotional approach or focus. We had our first family meeting today. Miss Ryan, we have 29 families. You guys had 31 last year, I think. We have 29. We had an assembly today. We introduced our families, and the Garfield kids were the 4th graders were really excited. And tomorrow will be our first official group. We borrowed some ideas from Garfield, and we borrowed some ideas from the middle school. We've named our room the Viking Harbor, and we've got that running. It's not a discipline room. It's a place where kids can, and we're trying to train our kids to be understanding. That's our focus this year, is to make our kids feel more connected to an adult, to a friend, someone in our building. And I want to echo what Missy says. In the morning, the kids get off the bus every morning, and it seems like I've got more happy kids than we've had in the past. And that makes it, if they're smiling when they come in, you got a better chance for success. Miss Piva is a wonderful asset to our building. We've started our reading interventions last week. We've done all our map testing. We've got our groups lined up. So we're in the routine of school as well. And as Missy said, the beginning of the year is today was probably the very first day where we took a breath, because we're in our 2nd week of our reading interventions. We're starting to get in our routine, and routines mean so much. But this Wednesday, we've got a lot of things planned. Miss Dayton, who works at the middle school, she's going to do a presentation to our staff, and it's called The Brain and Its Reaction to Stress. She's going to talk to us and try to give us a few more tools to deal with kids that are coming to us that aren't really regulated. But a lot going on at Guthridge. We're off to a pretty good start.
Yeah, thank you. Any questions?
I had, how did you get the transportation for the kids for the after school?
Well, there's been a need in past
Right.
years, and we expressed the need, and Lori made it happen.
Well, and this year, since we have our own buses and our own drivers, we were able to, when Tanya sat down and did the budget, we were able to budget in.
Oh, so it's
Well,
through
through the
Kids
grant,
Bus.
through the KR,
Yeah,
Kansas Reading
that's
Roadmap
great.
grant, we were able to budget for some transportation, because now we have the buses and the drivers to do it.
That's good.
Yeah, Thank you. There's no old business. We're ready for 9.0, which is action to accept donations. And that's on page 35. And there's quite a list this time.
There is. We're just getting started. All right. We'll start at Lincoln Elementary. There was an anonymous school supply donation valued at $100. Communities and Schools did the Stuff the Bus event, school supplies valued at $300. Norma Blake made pre-made school supply bags, $50. Great Southern, the Parsons Branch, donated 8 used office chairs at a value of $800. They're nice chairs. Westside Christian Church donated backpacks and supplies for 100 preschoolers, valued at $4,000 for a total of Lincoln donations of $5,250 this month. At the middle school, Gail and Susan Dringenberg made a donation to the Viking store of $25. An anonymous donor made a donation towards student lunches for a total of $50 for $75 donated there in the month of August. At the high school, the CIEE program, the Student Exchange Program, made an orchestra donation of $200. The Bank of Parsons donated to the football program $550. Katie Days, the football program, $650. Woodworth Enterprises made a donation to the football program for $300. Strategic Partners made a donation to the football program for $100. Strategic Partners made another donation to the volleyball program for $3,000. Strategic Partners made a donation to the cheer program for $500. RNF Supply had an honor flight donation of $100. Anonymous donors donated towards the honor flight $255. Cindy Wood, in memory of Bob Andrews, made an honor flight donation of $220. Anonymous donors out of Beaumont for honor flight donations valued at $533. Deborah Farmer had honor flight donations valued at $2,000. Cooper Snacks and Sales had a positive reinforcement program, donated $96.27. Anonymous donors donated to the volleyball program for a total of $305. Anonymous donors, the lift-a-thon that they did, the weightlifting program, there were donations that totaled $1,141.45. Taco Mayo donated basketballs for summer camp, valued at $367.40. And anonymous donors made donations for the FCCLA, the Don Barkas benefit, $4,133. So for the high school, the total donations were $14,451.12. So for the month of August, for all of the donations, total school district, $19,776.12.
Great month. Need a motion to accept the donations?
So moved.
Motion by Jeff,
Second.
second by Roger. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, carries 6-0. 9.1, action to appoint representative to the Delegate Assembly of the KASB Convention held in Wichita on December 6, 7, and 8.
Okay, and that you should have gotten something like this in your mail, right, that tells you all about what the DLA, I can't even say that word, delegation. Delegate Assembly. There it is. So it's an annual conference. This year it's in Wichita. Last year it was in Overland Park, and Mike and I went to that, so.
Are you interested in going again, Mike?
Yes, yes.
Is anybody else interested in being delegate?
I can't, I have a conflict.
Make a motion to appoint Mike as a representative of the delegate assembly.
Motion by Jeff. Second by Olivia to appoint Mike Castle as the Delegate Assembly representative. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carries 6-0.
Okay.
9.2, action to adopt a new capital outlay resolution. It's on page 36 of your materials.
So it's just recommended that the resolution be adopted by the board.
It's moving from allowing us to levy up to 8 mills versus the 4 we are now.
Make a motion to adopt the capital outlay resolution.
Motion by Jeff,
Second.
second by Roger. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carries 6-0. 9.3, executive session, discuss personnel matters. About 15 minutes should work unless anybody on the board has anything.
I've got 1 or 2 items, maybe a few minutes.
How much time do you think you can leave, Roger?
10 most.
10?
25 minutes.
25 minutes in? Need a motion to go into executive session.
I'll Make a motion to go into executive session, discuss confidential employee information pursuant to non-elected personnel exception or Tacoma at 6:25 for 25 minutes, and we'll return to this room at 6:50.
Second?
Okay, motion by Jeff, second by Joanne to go executive session for 25 minutes. The board and superintendent. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carries 6-0.
Just want to do it in here then?
We'll do it here. We are going to go into executive session again. Need a motion, and I think about 10 minutes should take care of it.
Make a motion to go into executive session, discuss confidential employee information pursuant to the non-elected personnel exception under coma at 6:50 for 10 minutes. Board return here at 7 p.m.
Second, please.
Second.
Second by Joanne. Motion to go into executive session for 10 minutes, beginning at 6:50 with the board and superintendent present. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carry 6-0. we're back in session. We're item 9.4, which is action on personnel. We have resignations and employment issues.
All right, so we have one resignation for employment, Shelley Kroger. Kroger is the high school guidance office secretary and registrar effective September the 6th, 2019. I'd recommend, we're going to do them all. So here's our recommendations for employment. Sally Clay is the high school assistant cross-country coach, effective this season. Sarah Doyle, substitute bus monitor, effective in the 1920 year. Emily George, middle school dramatics head, effective the 1920 year. Emily George, high school newspaper sponsor, effective the 1920 year. Hayden Gross, Lincoln Title I aide, effective September the 9th, 2019. Ashley Hardwick, substitute bus monitor. Actually, she's a regular, not a substitute, that should be corrected. Bus monitor, effective the 2019-20 school year. Darcy Martinez, middle school newspaper sponsor, effective the 1920 school year. Darcy Martinez, the middle school yearbook sponsor, effective 1920. Brittany Odom, middle school volleyball assistant coach, effective the 1920 season. Adam Payne, high school newspaper sponsor, effective the 1920 year. Kayla Robinson, middle school newspaper sponsor, effective the 1920 year. And Kayla Robinson, middle school yearbook sponsor, effective the 1920 year. And those that are assigned the same duties, they are splitting that supplemental. So I would recommend that you approve those.
Motion, please.
Move to approve the one resignation and all the recommendations for employment.
Motion by Joanne, second.
Second.
Second by Jeff. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. 6-0. Any Board of Education requests?
Yes, could I see, are we going to be able to get a bus schedule of who's driving? Is that a problem?
I don't think so.
Send it to all of us if you want. I don't care, just in the packet for September, the schedule.
Are we replacing Shelley Cober's job?
We've advertised. It's been in the newspaper and on the website. We currently have 3 applications.
Is that a part-time job?
It's 5 to 6 hours
Okay.
a day.
And that's
Because-
still doing the vans.
Right. So currently, high school administration's doing the checkout for those transportation vans.
I have 2 requests. Number one, I talked to our computer technology guys in the back room about us not being televised on cable TV, and this is almost the 3rd month that that's happened. And it was suggested that I go to cable TV and talk to them, and I don't feel that's my job, so I'm requesting the superintendent get this resolved. We spend a lot of money on this equipment, and we pay these people to have this televised so our patrons can see what we're doing, so they know that we're transparent. So I'd appreciate if we would do that.
I can
number
do
one.
that. I can do
Number
that.
2, the several principals mentioned how in fact, Kurt Freeze mentioned about the brain work and stress work and how they're going to be working on some programs to address that. And Misty talked about the calming rooms. And in our August 2019 Kansas School Board review, and I've got a quotation here, continuing concerns about how Kansas students' social and emotional health, bullying, and other behavioral challenges affect learning have prompted educational leaders to explore new ways to influence school climate. Restorative practice is one such strategy, and I'm not sure if we
Last week, 3 of our principals went to a restorative practice workshop in Wichita regarding suspension and alternatives to suspension.
Well, my request is that the board gets some information as to how we're addressing these social and emotional issues other than the mental health grant that we have.
Okay, and that's part of that new second step curriculum that we talked about, but we can absolutely bring some, we can have
Just
them.
need it clarified so
Sure.
our patrons know. Thank you.
One last thing. Last year when we talked about the school visits, I thought we were going to visit during the day. I didn't know anything about this nighttime deal. I thought
I'm with you on that one too.
I thought we were going to visit during the day when the school was going on, just walk through the school.
I thought it was after.
I mean, if you're gonna see a school in action,
I
Go
thought,
during the day.
I thought the purpose was to mainly look at the grounds and look.
no, that was David and I, we were gonna do that. I mean, you can,
Oh.
that's just fine, but David and I and James, and we still gotta get that set up. Yeah, I mean,
Mm.
but that'll be a much more detailed, every room and everything, yeah.
We can try that next month.
I don't know,
It wouldn't be- I mean,
that's
it wouldn't
what
be a problem. We can try
that's
it.
what I thought about, instead of the dog and pony show, we used to
Yeah.
do, so.
Well, I just thought it was more convenient for people that worked, but I mean, I can definitely be
Well,
there.
that's true, but I mean, if you
Yeah.
just wanna see the school work,
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's another thing. Kansas Associated School Boards went to these evening meetings. I don't do evening meetings like that until 9 at night. That's my bedtime. Besides that, I don't like to drive in the night, even though someone else may drive. I just don't
Still
like
dark.
to be on the highway at nighttime. I don't know why they changed them, maybe because of that reason, but
Regional meetings, I've been going to have been evenings for
all
years.
all those quarterly meetings are in the evening, Mike.
I thought they always were. The ones I've been to, they've
No,
always
they
been.
were in the daytime, and we'd have lunch, chicken Annie's.
They did chicken Annie's for years at Green Bush.
So, I mean, I don't know why they've changed it, but
When we had it here, what was it, 3 years ago, it was an evening session.
all I'm saying is, it's not my forte.
Right, yep.
It's just me, one person speaking.
So we can do the Garfield meeting next month, earlier in the day.
What's the time frame that works for everyone?
Okay, it's on a Monday. I'm good. I'm very flexible, so. How about you, Jeff?
There are going to be some I can make and some I can't, and so let's just set it where the board can make it, and then if I
Yeah.
can be there, I'll definitely be there. If I can't, then I can't. So, I mean, it's just, it'll be hit
And then
miss.
David too, he would.
And,
Well,
David.
the kids will be eating lunch.
David can typically get away, as long as he knows he's going to be
Right,
getting away
right.
for a half hour or something, he can get away, so.
So would we rather do it while classes are going on?
if you're gonna see what's going on, I don't know
Yeah,
what time you should
well,
talk.
I thought he said lunch. And,
Well,
I'd rather do
they
it like
used
at
to do
10
it
or,
between 11 and 1 or something like that, or 10:30 and noon.
Yeah,
They
10
just picked a time and it was free floating. They didn't all come together necessarily.
right.
They just
Well, that's my
kind of,
question. What's the purpose? What would be the purpose?
just to go in and see the school in operation. Just walk
We have-
down the hall.
yeah.
I mean, what was the purpose of the 5 o'clock tonight? I mean, I know you
Oh.
said that at the end of the meeting. What was the purpose
Just to
tonight?
view the school, see what it's like, what we're doing in the classrooms. Our principal did a great job of showing us classrooms and different things that are going on and.
And updates of.
yeah, and she had some needs
Yeah.
that,
And then some
Shelley.
updates.
yeah, talked about the.
She was the only one there?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
But if
Yeah,
I
there were
want to
no
visit a
teachers.
school in
Until I get
another
a new
town,
knee,
I
I'm
want to
not
see it
walking through
while
anything, so
there's
I'm really
activity
interested.
going on.
What was that, Olivia? I didn't
Until
hear.
I get a new knee, I'm not walking through anything.
I
So,
understand that.
I'll go
Right.
if I have to, but, no. I mean, I've been in every school in Parsons for 100 years. I don't think it's a whole bunch that I'm gonna,
Well, why don't we
It's gonna be new and
suggest a
improved.
day where there's an open morning and then we could all eat lunch at the school?
I would enjoy.
So do it other than a board day. Is that your suggestion, Lou? Or do it on a board day at
I
say at 10
guess.
o'clock, 10 o'clock on the board meeting day and then be there for lunch and.
No, I'm just saying, any board member, just let the school know that board members will be coming through your school from the morning until noon individually, not as a team, or at least 2 or 3 together, and then eat lunch at the school. So the kids see us, the teachers see us. It's just a thought.
It's not a bad idea, yeah.
Okay. So we want to try that at Garfield next month? Pick a day, have Lori and Misty pick a day that works, so at least Misty would know that somebody's going to be there and.
Yeah, I think
This
Misty
works
needs
for
to be
her.
aware. and-
Absolutely. And teachers need to be aware as
Right, that's what I
well.
said.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, you wouldn't think that it's scary, but to have board members come in and out of your room and you're
Yeah,
not, I mean,
we're not there to ambush, we'd
Right,
just
but it
like
can
to
be
see-
intimidating, and
Right.
so.
They never did come in and out of the rooms when they used to. They might, but they just kind of walk down the halls, look in, see lunchtime, see
Right, because
PE
we-
classes, see playground procedures.
I'd like to see lunchtime at the high school, because I've heard about lunchtime at the high school. I'd like to see it.
A lot of kids leave.
So we could do it on a school board day, that's
Yeah,
my
that's
suggestion.
what I thought, yeah.
Okay.
Just a Monday.
That way
just-
we know.
That way it's, yeah, it's setting.
So let me make sure I understand what you're saying. So next month on our regular board meeting day, from 10:30 to noon that day,
Or whatever, yeah.
there'll be board members that'll just be in and out visiting at Garfield, and then have lunch at Garfield that day. There's a
If
couple-
they want to come for
If-
lunch.
Right.
if they
Yeah,
wanna
we'll,
come.
we'll order
And
it.
don't particularly set that time. I mean, just say throughout the day. I mean, I don't see why, I mean, I don't even get up at 10:30.
Yeah,
so,
because-
Yeah.
Well, or 11 to 1, 11 to 1:30, they just used to say that
What
because
difference
they
does it make
eat
what
their
time we
lunch. It
start, As long
doesn't.
as we're coming individually and we're walking
Yeah.
through, yeah,
You know.
Throughout the day works.
throughout the day, yeah.
And then if you want to eat lunch,
Just call the day before, so they make sure they've
Right.
got plenty of food for
Right.
you.
there you go.
Okay, so on that day, we'll have the Board of Education will be visiting, so kids and students and staff will know that you'll just be in and out. During that day, you won't be necessarily in classrooms interrupting anything, but just kind of giving you an opportunity to see
Right.
what's happening in the larger groups. And if you'd like to order lunch, you need to let Mrs. Bonnie know by the Friday before,
Right. Sounds good.
so that we can make sure there's plenty of food.
Anything else? In that case, meeting's adjourned. 7, was that 7:11?